Hey, I'm John, here with our final devotion in our series this week on the power of prayer. One of the most famous passages in the Bible when it comes to prayer is actually one of the shortest. God tells us here in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, he says, very short but sweet, pray continually. Doesn't that sound like that's an objection to what we just talked about yesterday? Yesterday we looked at a passage from Thessalonians that said don't keep on babbling and babbling and babbling in your prayer. And now God says pray continually. What God is teaching us and saying to us is don't keep saying the same words over and over about the same thing, but have different things that you're praying about. Short little prayers bringing all those people or all those concerns over to God. So I'm going to teach you something that's going to help you fulfill what God says right here about pray continually. And it has to do with your hand. Pray through the fingers of your hand, and all of a sudden, you'll fulfill what God says here to pray continually. Your thumb is the closest finger to you. So start off praying about those who are closest to you. For me, I pray God bless me in my relationship with my wife, to be a better husband. I pray for my children. God, help me to be a better dad, and not to lose my patience with them. Notice those prayers are super short, but again, focused on what I need. Next finger is the conflict finger. When people are mad, they point the finger at someone else. And so think about those who are maybe in conflict with you at work. Maybe Brad is a big jerk at the office, and you just need the Lord to soften his heart, or maybe better yet, to soften your own heart with how he's treating you or mistreating you. The next finger, be careful, it's the middle finger. You think this would be the conflict finger, but this is the tallest finger, and it has to deal with those who have risen up to positions of power in your life. Pray for your boss. If there's ever someone who needs prayer, don't you think it would be your boss? And if your boss's life or how their boss treated you changed, don't you know that would make a big difference in your life? Next one is your ring finger. So that's obviously relationships. So if you're married, pray for your spouse. You know what's hurting him or hurting her, and ask God to take that pain away. If you're not married, you can pray for your future spouse. You know, I actually do that with my girls right now. I have 4 daughters, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 10-month-old. And I actually pray for their future spouse at night. And I say, Jesus, may you help my daughters find a man who loves you and treats them the way they see their daddy treat their mommy. It's a great thing for you to pray for your future spouse, or the spouse that God has already gifted to you. And finally then, your pinky finger is your smallest finger. So pray for those who are small or feeling belittled, children, whatever it is that's hurting them in their life, and say, God, please take that away. Help them with the pain that they're feeling right now. If you pray through your fingers, this is an amazing way that you can fulfill what God is commanding of you, to pray continually, to offer those short little prayers up to God, and let God do what he does best, to help those in need and to draw them closer to him. I thank you for coming in and joining me with this message series here on the power of prayer. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. But although Jesus invites us to come to him in prayer, we don't do it as often as we really could or we should. There's confusion.